Hey love, happy Valentine's Day to you. In today's class, you're making this beautiful granny square shirt. If you're new to the channel, my name is Miss Ayi and you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you my love, thank you darling, thank you sweetheart for always coming back. This is a size medium shirt, but I'll guide you to make your preferred fit. Let's get right into class. To begin with, you are going to make a slip knot and you are going to chain 4. If you can be able to make a magic ring or a magic circle, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to be using 4.0 mm hook. So after you chain 4, you are going to slip stitch inside your very first stitch. So this will form a magic ring. Now you are going to chain 3. Chain 3 count as your first double crochet. You are going to yarn over inside the ring or the small circle. You are going to place 16 double crochets. 3, 4. So mind you, the chain 3 count as your first double crochet. So you are going to place 15 more, making it 16 double crochets. So go ahead and place your 16 double crochets and I'll meet you at the end of the row. At the end of the row, you are going to slip stitch on top of the chain 3 space to close off your ring or your row 1. There you go. You are going to chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn. So in each row, we are going to be switching our yarn, alternating between white and black till our circle is completed. So now I'm going to take the white yarn and I'm going to make a slip knot. You are going to insert inside the first stitch or any stitch in this 16 rows. In the 16 double crochets, you are going to insert your hook inside any stitch and pull through. And pull your white yarn through. You are going to chain 1 and you are going to pull your loop, pull to get a loop, and inside the same space we are going to add 2 more incomplete double pulling loop. And we are going to pull through all and chain 1, and in the very next stitch we are going to repeat this. So you are going to just insert your hook and pull a loop, insert your hook, pull again 2, insert and pull 3, and now you yarn over, pull through all and chain 1. So we are going to the third and 3, yarn over, pull through all and chain 1. You are going to go around and make this inside each stitch until the end of the row, and at the end of the row you should be having 16 clusters. Or 16 puff stitches. So go around and I'll meet you when I'm at the end. At the end of the row, you are just going to chain 1 and make a slip stitch inside the very first stitch. Chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn. Row 3, you are going to make a slip knot and pull through any of the chain 1 spaces, and you are going to chain 3. You are going to make 3 incomplete double crochets inside the same stitch, making it 4. So the chain 3 count as a double crochet. After, you are going to pull through all and chain 2. So just watch carefully what I'm doing. 1, 2 incomplete double crochet, 3 and 4. After the 4th one, yarn over, pull through all and chain 2. let's take it again. And now yarn over, pull through all, chain 2, and you're going to repeat this all around until the end of the row. So make this incomplete double crochet cluster in each stitch until the end of the row, and the cluster consists of 4 incomplete double crochet. At the end of the row, you are going to chain 2, and inside the very first stitch you are going to make a slip stitch, chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn. So that's the end of row 3. Now row 4 is the row that we are going to be using to shape our square. So the square consists of these 2 colors alternating. So beginning, I will start with red, and the other one I will start with white. All the same, it's all the same. I'm just alternating the color. It's just going to be like a 2 circle. So now this is how the second one would be looking like. So go through the same process and make this other color. Now this is row 3 of my second, and it looks the same. The only difference is the color alternation. So now row 4, I'm going to slip stitch inside the chain 2 space. So I'll be at the chain 2 space. Now you are going to chain 2, and we are going to make 3 half double crochets inside that same space. So chain 2 counts as a half double crochet. So I'm going to place 2 more half double crochet in the space. Now you are going to chain 2, and inside the same stitch you are going to place 3 half double crochet. So this is our first corner. So 1, 2 and 3. In the next stitch, or in the next chain 2 space, you are going to place 3 single crochets. In the next, we are going to place 3 single crochets. In the next, you are going to place 3 single crochets. Now we have 3 of the 3 single crochets. Now we are going to place a corner, and a corner is 3 half double crochet. So in the next stitch, you are placing 3 half double crochets, chain 2 and 3 half double crochets. Two and 3. So this is our second corner. In the next 3 stitches, we are going to be placing 3 single crochets. So that is 1. In the next chain 2 space, you place 3 single crochets, that is 2. And in the next, you place 3 single crochets, that is 3. And now we are going to make a corner, and a corner is 3 half double crochets, chain 2 and 3 half double crochets, chain 2 and 3 half double crochets. Now we are going to be making our 3 single crochets again. Place a corner and do that, and I'll meet you at the end. At the end of the row, this is what your work should be looking like. So after your last 3 single crochets, you are going to slip stitch inside the top of our chain 2 space, and you are going to chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn. So this is your first complete square, and this is what you should be having. So this is how the complete square look like. Now we are going to be joining the squares, and to join the squares, you are going to take the incomplete square, or the row 3, wherever row 3 that you've got into, and you are going to be joining it to the complete square. I made 27 of the squares that start with red and 27 of the squares that start with white. In total, I have 54 squares. So the squares that start with white, I only made 2 rows, and the squares that start with red, I made 3 rows. So if you're making for a size large, consider making 30 each, or if you're making for extra large, consider making 35 or 36 each. So now we are going to be joining our squares, and to join our squares, you're going to take the incomplete square and pull your yarn through, and you are going to chain 2. Chain 2 count as your first half double crochet. So inside the same stitch, you are going to place 2 half double crochets. Now you are going to take your complete square, and inside the chain 2 space or in the corner, so you can choose any corner you prefer, and you are going to make a single crochet. Now back to the incomplete square, you are going to yarn over and place 3 half double crochets in the same stitch. You are going to take your complete square, and right after the 3 half double crochet, or right after your corner, that next the space, you are going to place a single crochet. Because we didn't chain 1 in between, sometimes it's very hard to notice the spaces, but I don't want the work to be very open. I don't want too much space, but if you prefer that, then chain 1 in between the stitches for easy visibility. Now to the incomplete square, you are going to, in the next chain 2 space, you are going to make 3 single crochets. Now you are going to go to the complete square, and right after your first 3 single crochets, you are going to place a single crochet there. So in between, we are placing the single crochet in between the 3 single crochets. Now to your incomplete square, in the next chain 2 space, you are going to place 3 single crochets. Now to the complete square, you make a single crochet. To the incomplete square, you are going to place 3 single crochets. To the complete square, you are going to make a single crochet, and to the incomplete square, so now we have 3 single crochets in 3 stitches. So now we are going to make a corner, and a corner is 3 half double crochets. So we have our 3 half double crochets. Now we are going to connect it to the complete square. Inside the chain 2 space, we are going to make a single crochet. Now we are going to complete our square or our corner by making the last 3 half double crochets in the same stitch. Now we are going to go ahead and complete our corner. So in the next 3 stitches of your chain 2 space, you are going to be placing 3 single crochets and a corner, 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and the last 3. Now you are going to make a corner, and a corner is 3 half double crochets, chain 2, and 3 half double crochets. And you are going to repeat this and complete your corner or complete your square, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. At the end of the row, you are going to, so I'm done with my 3 single crochets, so you are going to slip stitch on top of the chain 2 space. There you go. You are going to chain 1, cut, and fasten your yarn. So this is how it looks. Because we've not blocked our squares, it's looking a bit stiff, but don't worry about it. Just keep working. When you are done, you can block it as you wish. Now we are going to connect our next color. So I'll be alternating between the squares that starts with white and the squares that starts with red. So now I'm going to be completing the 3rd row. The reason why I make only 2 rows of the the squares that starts with white is because I don't want to cut and join another white again, because if you will notice, the last 2 stitches of the squares that starts with white is white. So I prefer to work the 3rd row and join with the 4th row without cutting. So now connect, and now you are going to slip stitch to the middle, or you are going to slip stitch to the chain 2 space and chain 2 count as your first half double crochet, and in the same stitch you are going to place 2 half double crochets. You are going to take your complete square, and in the corner you are going to make a single crochet. Return to your incomplete square and complete it by making 3 half double crochets in the same stitch. To your complete square you are going to make a single crochet. To your incomplete square you are going to make 3 single crochets. To your complete square you make a single crochet. Incomplete square you make 3 single crochets. To your complete square you make a single crochet, and to your incomplete square you make 3 single crochets. Now we have 3 single crochets. Now you are going to make a single crochet to your complete square, and because we have 3 of the 3 single crochets in the 3 stitches, we are going to make a corner, and a corner is 3 half double crochets. Now in the chain 2 space of the other corner you are going to make a single crochet and return and complete your corner. So after you complete your corner you are going to work, and at the end of the row you are going to slip stitch in the next chain 2 space. Chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn. This is how you are going to be joining your squares. So depending on the length, I'm only going to join 5, so I've already done 3 and I will join the last 2. So this is how I'm alternating the squares. So the one that begins with white after the one that begins with red. So this is how I'm alternating it. If you're making for a size large, consider joining 6 squares, and if you're making for extra XXL, consider joining 7, and if you're making for a size medium, just as I'm doing, then consider joining only 5 squares. So this is my 4th square, and I'm going to be using the same procedure, so just watch carefully and do the same exact thing. If you are understanding or enjoying the video up until now, please leave us a heart sign under the comment section, or better still, let us know what you think. And if you are watching and up until now you haven't subscribed to our channel, please, my love, my baby, my darling, please do. Your subscription, your likes, your comments goes a long way in motivating us to keep creating more content or to keep coming to class. So you're going to complete your square, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So just watch carefully what I'm doing and just follow the same exact process I'm going to walk you through, but I'll meet you fully when I'm done connecting my 5 squares, and we shall measure to see the length. So now I'm done connecting all my 5 squares, and this is what your work should be looking like, and this measure is 20 inches, just because I'm making a pretty a crop top, not too long. So I have about 20 to 21 inches, but when we are done and work our final rows, I'll get like about 23 inches, and that's perfectly fine for me. But if you want more length, please keep adding those squares, right? 6-7 squares would be great. Now that I have my desired length, we are going to start building our work, and we are going to take our incomplete square, and I'm going to make the first corner by chaining 2 and placing 2 half double crochet in the stitch. So now you are going to pick your work from the corner. You are going to make a single crochet and chain 1. So this is for the people who want more spaces. But moving on, I'm going to be alternating between chaining 1 when I'm connecting and not chaining 1 at all. So in the complete square, you are going to make a single crochet. In the incomplete square, you are going to make 3 single crochets. In the next complete square, you are going to make a single crochet. In the incomplete square, you are going to make 3 single crochets, so that's 2. In the complete square, you are going to make a single crochet, and inside the incomplete square, you are going to make your last 3 single crochet. So we now have 3. In the complete square, you make a single crochet, and to the incomplete square, we are going to make a corner, and a corner is 3 half double crochet, and inside the complete square, we are going to make a single crochet inside the complete square. So just at the corner where the 2 squares are joining, we are going to make a single crochet, and inside the incomplete square, we are going to make 3 half double crochets to complete our corner, and we are going to work around to complete our square, and I'll meet you when I'm done completing my square. So if you can see where there is white, then where the square is starting with white, I go with red. So now I'm going to place white. So this is just arrange it how you desire, but I just want to make it like this. So now I join, but with joining the nest is going to be pretty different because we are going to be joining 2 corners. So you start with the very first corner just as we've been doing. So connect until you are in the middle part, or you are in the first cluster of corners, and I'll meet you there. So make your 3 half double crochets, and after your 3 half double crochets, just as where the clusters are meeting, you are going to place a single crochet. So you've seen three squares are meeting at a point, so place a single crochet there. And now you are going to return to your work and complete your corner by adding 3 more half double crochets. And now you are going to make a single crochet inside the complete square and make 3 single crochets inside the incomplete square. So we've joined the first part, now we are joining the top. So now it's like an L shape, so we join and we join the top as well. So you are going to work as we've been working by joining single crochet in the complete square, place your last 3 single crochets in the incomplete square, place a single crochet in the complete square, and now that we have 3 single crochets in the 3 stitches of the incomplete square, we are going to make our corner, and we are going to place 3 half double crochet, and in the corner, so you see 2 squares joining, so you are going to place a single crochet in the middle, and now you go ahead and complete your corner. And now we have nothing to connect again, so you are going to work to complete your squares, and I'll meet you at the end of the row when you are done completing your squares. So at the end, you are going to make a slip stitch inside the chain 2 space. You are going to chain 1, cut and fasten, and that is row 2. So we've joined 2 of the row 2, and this is pretty much how we are going to be joining all of our squares together. So now you are going to take your next square, and that would be the one that starts with red, because we just finished the one that starts with white. And the same exact process, we are going to start connecting the L, the leg of our L, and then we connect upwards. So join your yarn and make 2 chains, and after you make 2 half double crochets in the same stitch, connect it to your complete square, the corner, make a single crochet and complete your corner. And just as we've been doing, just watch how we connected our previous square, or I'm going to walk you through, so just watch carefully what I'm doing and repeat the same exact thing. So after joining our row 2, we are going to be using this same exact process. So if you are making for a size medium, like as I'm making, we are making the back panel. So I'm going to be joining 6 squares. If you are making for a size large, consider joining 7 squares, and if you are making for a size extra large, consider joining 8 squares. But in all, make sure you have your desired length. So in my desired length, I join 5 squares, so it's going to be 6 by 5 or 5 by 6. So yours can be 6 by 6 or 7 by 6, depending on the length you want, and then just join your squares to your desired length. Again, there's no you're going to join you're going to slip stitch at the end of the row, and this is what your work should be looking like. As I said previously, I'm going to be attaching 6 squares. I'm going to be making 6 rows, and this is for a size medium, so it's 5 by 6. Yes, and if you are making for other sizes, as I said earlier. So now put your back panel aside, and now we are going to be making half squares, and with the half squares, start by making a slip knot and chain 4. After you chain 4, you are going to slip stitch inside the very first stitch and to form a magic ring. And now you are going to chain 3. Chain 3, count as your first double crochet. In the ring, we are going to place 8 more double crochets, so in total we should have 9 double crochets. So after your 9 double crochets, you are going to chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn, so you should have something like a little moon. Now we are going to be joining our white yarn, so this half square is also the same format. We are going to be making half squares beginning with red yarn and half square beginning with white. So you are going to make a slip knot, yarn over and make an outstanding double crochet in the very first stitch. That's your chain 3 space on top. There you go. Now you are going to, in the very next stitch, you are going to make the puff stitch, so 3 puff stitch just as we began. Chain 1. In the next stitch, you are going to make your second puff stitch, and keep making your puff stitch until the end of the row. At the end of the row, you should have 7 puff stitches. If you haven't subscribed to the channel up until now, my love, my darling, my baby, please do. And if you're a returning subscriber and you've made it up until this point, I love you. So now you are going to chain 1, and after your 7th stitch, so this is my last stitch to make it 7, my last puff stitch, so you are going to chain 1, and in the very last stitch you are going to make a double crochet. Chain 1, cut and fasten your yarn. So beginning, we started with an outstanding double crochet and we end with a double crochet, and we have 7 puff stitches in the middle. Now we are going to join our red yarn, so make a slip knot and make an outstanding double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook inside the outstanding double crochet, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through all. So that's an outstanding double crochet. So you are going to yarn over in the very next stitch, so chain 1. In the very chain 1 space or that next stitch, you are going to place your 4 double crochet cluster. Chain 2. In the next space, you are going to place your 4 double crochet cluster. Chain 2, and you are going to keep repeating your 4 double crochet cluster, chain 2, all to the end. And at the end of the row, you should have 8 double crochet cluster. So after your 8th, in the very last stitch or inside the double crochet, on top of the double crochet, you are going to make a double crochet. So chain 2 and make a double crochet inside that double crochet stitch. So this is how we are going to be making our half double crochet, half square, and we are going to go ahead and make 10 of these. So 5 beginning with white and 5 beginning with red. Now that you have all your squares together, let's meet in part 2 and finish our work. Bye bye.